Hey there, it's Nick again. Just wanted to remind you that this episode was not recorded in an ideal recording space, so there will be some echoes within the podcast episode. We also had some other folks attending to other things, so you may hear an extra voice or two. Again, apologies for the rough audio, but hopefully you can bear with us and enjoy the episode. It's a really good one. Alright, back on the, well, actually, luckily the couch isn't black.
Why?
I guess it's
What does that have to do
I guess it's a meme. Fucking flies.
Oh, is it the porn thing?
Yeah.
It's a porn. So I hear you're 18 now.
No, I see like,
Welcome back to the pornographic podcast.
The meme I see most of it is, I'm at my new job interview, and it's like, it's like a black couch. You haven't seen it?
Like, so, why is there a camera here? It was a voiceover job.
God damn. So yeah, that's the black. I think it's called black casting couch. for that.
Yes,
that
yeah, black casting couch.
Yeah. Oh god damn! It's so weird to me that I work part-time at the sugar makery, and then you see like these high school or middle school kids, like they'll just like randomly floss in the store. They'll like share memes on their phones. Like, what the fuck? I didn't do that when I was a kid. I don't know. It's just weird. I guess I'm just old.
We come from a different generation.
I guess
now.
so.
We're growing old.
We're
being those.
Dude, I'm 1/4 of a century now. I'm 25.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I didn't realize you were 25. Wow.
Yeah, it feels weird being 1/4 of a century
You're a
old.
quarter of a century old.
Yeah.
Grandpa.
Yeah, it sucks. That's actually kind of relevant.
I can't say that for myself because I'm only 23. I'm the ripe age of 23.
Oh, don't say ripe age.
I'm the ripe age,
which is kind of relevant because I had to go to the visitation today for a sweet lady because she was one hell of a woman. But anyways, enough about death. Welcome to the Flick Your Big podcast. This is part 2 with I don't think we ever said your name on the last one. But
no, that's true. Yeah, my name is Nick, just like Nick.
Yeah.
We are both Nick here.
You don't spell yours with this just this. You have a K.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I always whenever I see someone else with the name Nick and it's just Nick, I feel like
ooh, look at you.
I feel like, oh, this guy's a shitter. Like this poor bloke.
What trailer park did you flow in?
Yeah. Or, have you ever seen Nik as Nick? Have you ever seen that?
No.
I have seen that. It's fucking weird.
Ew.
Ew is right.
Ew. Hell no.
So we did record this back to back. So this is obviously on a different week we do. So I hopefully you have another.
It's been a long week.
It's been a long
while.
Whenever someone says something of like been a while, I always just gotta say been a while. So hopefully you still have something. What have you been flicking your bick to recently? Okay, so last episode we kind of caught up in a way. This time, just what have you been into? Like past 2 weeks, what have you been really into?
Past 2 weeks.
It doesn't have to be music; could be anything.
Past 2 weeks. I mean, I've been watching. I started watching Naruto. So.
Really?
I mean, have you seen my snaps on it?
No, I haven't.
No, but I was like going in on this one episode because of all the fuckery that was going on. But I mean, I started from the very beginning, so
like Naruto, or are we talking Naruto, or like Naruto Shippuden?
No, not Shippuden.
Okay,
I'm starting with like the original series first, and then I'm gonna work my way into Shippuden.
Okay, well, why did you pick Naruto out of all the animes?
Because my boyfriend really loves Naruto.
Okay, so. That's fair. That's fair.
So I mean, I do like Naruto. Like I don't need him to like tell me to watch it or like to get me into it, but I mean, him wanting me to watch it is kind of like me an excuse to like actually start from scratch because I started a while ago because you know who Ryan Liu is?
Yeah,
he wanted me to watch that.
Oh, the Liu boys.
Yeah, but Ryan in particular, he's a weeb.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's a weeb.
Really? I didn't know. Oh, good old Ryan. Oh, fucking weeb.
He's a weeb.
Oh,
he's gonna deny it, but I mean, let's be honest, he's a weeb.
I will say that I was definitely a weeb before the term came out. Like, this is like when like 2004, when like the internet was just starting to spread, and like the anime community had like a place to, because that's where it originated, and nobody had a name for weeb. If you are a older person that liked anime, I was a part of the generation that bought Inuyasha box sets at Best Buy for $169. Now you
That'd
get
be my sister now.
Oh yeah, I forgot your sister. Yeah, now you get Blu-rays of like an entire season for like $20.
Yeah,
like fuck, dude.
No, seriously. But I mean, there was like a certain amount of spectacle to getting the box set. You know?
Yes, absolutely.
It wasn't just like,
I still have it fucking upstairs.
It wasn't just like some little thing like that.
It was
like this is like some shit that you could put on the mantle because like this is a prized possession.
It's like the size of an encyclopedia.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I feel like I would prefer that over like just getting the.
Oh yeah. It looks like you go into like some weeb's house and you have like shit tons of like OG box sets.
And especially especially those boxes that like came with toys and all that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Memorabilia and all that. Love.
So it's funny. We had an earlier episode where I taught Ben some anime terms. He really liked the word weeb. He told me like, I just fucking love saying like,
it's a fun word. It really is a fun word.
Like I saw, or like a day after like we had that episode, he texted me. He's like, some guy cut me off on the freeway, and I just yelled out "fucking weeb" out the window.
And like the thing is like, if you use it in like a certain tone, it can be like a really biting.
Oh yeah,
really biting.
Yeah, you do not want
like if you say like get the fuck out of my face, you goddamn weeb. Like that sounds like biting to me.
Yeah. You do not want
even if I like I know I'm not a weeb. If someone said that, I'd be like, what the fuck did you just say? No, come closer. Come on. No, come closer. Those are fighting words.
Yeah, you do not want to go talking to an anime fan and calling them a weeb.
No.
Oh, you're gonna get in a big fight. So real quick, like, how much experience do you have in anime, just in general? I'm just curious.
It's not as in depth as probably like someone like you
or
even Ryan. Like Ryan loves anime, but I mean I do like one of my favorite animes is Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh yeah, great.
Brotherhood.
Classic. Yep.
Brotherhood.
Classic.
I really love Death Note too.
Death Note's pretty good. I like that one too.
And also like Naruto is like kind of becoming like a part of that too.
Mm-hmm.
I really like The Butler.
Oh yeah. You're ripping off a lot of the mainstream ones, which that's not a bad thing.
Like I said, I don't like get enough into this at all. But one anime that I really after Naruto, or maybe even like I'll just like layer it over like what is it, like Vampire Hunter?
Oh sure. There's
Lust or Blood Sea or something.
There are a lot of animes probably called Vampire Hunter.
I really want to get into like horror anime.
Horror anime, yeah, that's an interesting one.
I recently watched an episode of Goblin Hunter.
Oh, the first one?
I watched the first episode. Well, oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but as soon as that first episode, it gets...
No, yeah, my boyfriend told me about that.
Yeah, I watched that episode because there was a lot of controversy. I'm like, oh.
But he still wanted me to watch the first episode in particular, and things go south so fucking quick.
Yeah. Have you... I know we're not even getting the meat and potatoes of this episode, but just real quick, have you ever seen Cowboy Bebop?
Yes.
Okay.
Love Cowboy. I was gonna get to that one.
That's the main one you need to watch.
I love Cowboy Bebop.
Did you watch it subbed or dubbed?
I watched it dubbed, actually.
Okay. So yeah, we could go on and on about the sub versus dub war, but that is like the one anime that it's universally agreed. Even the producer, or I don't know, like I think it was the creator of Cowboy Bebop said like, I like the English voices better. Straight up, he just said that.
Oh, all right.
So like that is like almost like the definitive way to watch that is the English voice cast, and like I haven't seen it in Japanese. I would kind of be interested in.
My only association with it is English, and to be honest, like I don't want to like ruin.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't want to ruin that.
Like I'm sure the Japanese dub is fine. I'm sure it's
good. It's
damn, the English version is so good. Like
Cowboy Bebop, that's like it's a masterpiece.
It really is.
It's a masterpiece.
That show has. I've
that one had a lot of impact on the way anime.
Yes, that's
a lot of other animes.
1998, Cowboy Bebop by Sunrise Studio. I know like a lot of. Well, I shouldn't say a lot, but
there's really nothing that we can say about Cowboy Bebop that nobody else has said already.
Exactly. I was gonna say that there was one video that I watched on YouTube that said like this one person did a lot of research on just like critics and just like their like top 100 of TVs and movies. Cowboy Bebop's always on it. Just it's such a fucking good show. Of course. I'm so glad you've at least watched that.
Absolutely. So I actually want to like watch that again.
I have Brotherhood, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and Cowboy Bebop on Blu-ray.
Yeah,
it's like since
I would love to own the Blu-rays for those.
Yeah, and this is another thing. God, we're just transitioning this film talk to this goddamn episode. I don't really see too much of a difference between like a DVD to a Blu-ray. Not too much, unless it's an older one. I will say for like a regular DVD of anime to Blu-ray, I see a huge difference. It just looks like someone just like took one of those. It looks like the frames were like dirty and they just wiped them clean.
Exactly.
Blu-ray anime looks so goddamn good.
Like the experience of watching something in 4K.
Oh my god! Especially
anime.
Woo! Yeah.
Seeing like I haven't seen like Cowboy Bebop like remastered.
My heart. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
You really should.
Like I can only imagine. Like it's probably just gonna rub me in all the right places.
All right, so
my seat is gonna be wet when I watch it.
Of course. I guess what I've been flicking my dick to recently. I'll go to like a musical one. I forget the instrumental guy, but I run a D&D campaign, and one of my players is a bard, and he has like a cursed trumpet. So for him, I don't think, he shouldn't watch this, but just make sure. There's some like cursed music sheets that he's collecting on his journey, and I'm making it's gonna be 5 parts. It's gonna be a sheet music of an opera,
right?
And it's gonna be a cursed opera that is like these crazy that he's gonna start playing. Just collecting the music sheets. So what I've been doing in the background, I've been like trying to find like crazy trumpet instrumentalists that just have crazy trumpets in it, and I've been like, since I'm an audio engineer, I can like fuck with it,
right?
I will edit this in afterwards because I don't remember the artist's name, and I'll link the guy down in the description below. But there's this crazy trumpet player. He fuses like hip hop, American Indian chanting and music, and like crazy like kind of horror like trumpet music. It sounds like out of this world. It's crazy. I freaking love it.
Horror trumpet music?
Like, it's kind of hard to explain without listening to it, but like a lot of like high-pitched like squealing along with like Native American chanting.
When we're done with the podcast, you'll have to like show me.
Yeah, it's bonkers crazy, but I've been doing a lot of, listening to a lot of this guy's work, and like I've been taking the music, which is illegal, but like and modifying it illegally, but like I'm not selling
the copyright holders can't be like, they'll listen to it and be like,
Yeah, exactly. No. YouTube's algorithm will pick that shit up instantly, but yeah, it's only for like our stupid little Dungeons and Dragons game, so who gives a shit? So yeah, I've been listening.
Something that you love.
No, I meant for like. Like, what corporate entity is gonna care I rip, like, but, been listening to a lot of, like, weird trumpet music, you know?
Okay.
That's what I'm flicking my big to for musically wise.
Alright.
Yeah,
show me. That sounds interesting, actually.
I will, and, the name of the, artist is, insert name here. Hopefully I remember that.
Wow,
otherwise.
Very insightful. I'm glad you told me just now.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, his name is ridiculous, but it also has like a kind of a nuance to it, you know?
It's so different when you hear it in real life.
I pray to God that I hope to remember to put that name in, or else it's just gonna sound stupid. It's gonna sound stupid. And if I do, it's gonna be like, this guy, John. It's gonna sound like that. Really abruptly, clearly from like a different room.
John. Like it sounds like we're in the room, and then all of a sudden,
John,
clearly dubbed. Yeah. John.
Goddamn. Thanks, God. Hi, it's Nick McHugh here. The crazy trumpet player that I've been listening to, I'm probably gonna butcher his name. His name is Christian Scott Atunde Aja. Christian Scott spelled as is, then Atunde spelled with a lowercase a, capital Tunde, and then Adetunde. J-U-H. Adjua. Okay, so when we were talking a little bit about you coming over and doing an episode, I gave you a couple suggestions of what we can do.
Yeah.
And since the second episode we dedicate to the guest, I gave you a couple suggestions, and one of them was we both watch a film that we've never seen before. Because we both love film. I'm not sure if I could say I like film to the extent as you do. Because
don't invalidate your it's just
you know your shit. I just know
I just have an unhealthy obsession with it. So.
Oh, that's fine. I did do some when I was a kid I did filmmaking classes, which
no, you clearly have a keen interest in film.
Sure,
so,
yeah, absolutely.
It's there is no levels here. You're a cinephile. I'm a cinephile. We're both cinephiles.
That makes me feel so happy about myself. I feel like I'm not a shithead anymore.
No, you're a cinephile. You're clearly a cinephile. It's fine.
All right, so we picked a movie called oh yeah, and look, I felt like a critic. I got notes. I wrote down my thoughts.
This is very official.
Yeah, I on this shitty piece of paper.
Yeah.
But so
a lot of words are written on that page.
Yes, I can't wait to talk about them.
Yeah.
Why'd you pick the movie we watched is called Blue Ruin? Why did you pick it? I had never heard of this movie.
I was trying to find movies that were accessible to you, and I didn't want to pick something that you would have to pay money to see.
Oh, fair enough. So you're like Netflix.
I was looking on Hulu and Netflix, mostly Netflix.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, I've seen this. I've seen mostly everything.
Yeah, fair enough.
That I would want to see. But I saw Blue Ruin. I was like, oh, I don't remember that Blue Ruin is on there. It's been on my watch list for the longest fucking time.
Okay.
I was like, Blue Ruin. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. I think the tags for it was crime and drama or something like that. I think that's what the tags were for.
Yeah, it's thriller.
Yeah, thriller was on there.
Thriller, drama, crime.
I'm pretty sure crime was on, and then after I watched them, I can kind of see when I think crime, I think a 70s police crime kind of movie.
Yeah,
so
police aren't really involved in it.
I guess so. Yeah,
but it's crime in the sense that there's
wrongdoing.
So.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. It kind of threw me off. I saw that tag and immediately thought there was going to be
it's
that
more
kind of movie.
It's more or less a revenge story.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just that's at its core, it's a revenge story.
I think the best revenge movie is Old Boys. Have you seen that?
Yes.
The Korean version.
Not the Spike.
The Spike Lee one. I haven't even I refuse to watch that. It's gonna be shitty.
You should watch the YMS video on that. Ooh, he goes in.
Oh shit. I'm not sure if you knew, but the Old Boys was originally a Japanese manga. That's the it's book to movie kind of thing.
I did not know that.
Yeah, but
it
originally
appreciate it all the more.
Yeah, originally it was a manga. Yeah, go watch Old Boys if you can find it.
It's Park Chan-wook, right?
Yes, it is.
One of my faves.
Oh, he's so cool.
So good.
So good.
He is such a good director.
I haven't seen too much of his works, but a couple of them that I do know of, I'm just floored away. But yeah, if you can find it.
Have you seen The Handmaiden?
No, but
I
know it's on my list.
Watch The Handmaiden. It is very good. I felt like it was one of the best films of the year.
Really?
One of the best films of the year.
Damn, Hollywood needs to get out on that foreign.
It's some artists their craft is just unparalleled.
Yeah,
and you could tell that this is
you could tell when they're in their element, you know.
Yeah, exactly, and it's just another prime example. You know, he does great with whatever he does.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've not seen a single movie from him that I've hated. It's just that you gotta love the guy for all the shit that he does.
Yeah,
he puts his life into his work, and you can tell that he cares.
When you get a director like that, you get actors that see that oh shit, I need to put my life on the line, and they bring their A game to that, and it's just wonderful to see. But anyways, if you can find the Korean version of Old Boys, go watch it. It's wonderful. It's fantastic. So yeah, back to Blue Ruin. What did you originally think of it? I guess initially,
I liked it.
Did you?
I liked it. It was pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. Not there were some things that here and there that I kind of
Oh yeah, spoilers for Blue Ruin. We will be spoiling this movie. So if you want to watch the movie and come back, that's cool. We'll give
you sure. We'll leave a timestamp in the description where spoilers will end, you know.
Sure thing.
Sure.
Well, yeah, we'll give you the time to pause this video as I'm talking to go watch Blue Ruin and then come back and listen to this discussion.
Or if you're fine with spoilers,
Yeah, if you don't give a fuck about spoilers,
just sit there and let your lazy boy kick back.
You're implying that people have a lazy boy?
I'm sure there's someone out there that does.
We have
I'm not gonna write it off as not being a possibility.
I think our highest viewed video is 15 people, and that was our friends and family. And I'm pretty sure I know no one with.
Well, that's not true. There's 30. There's one 30. 30.
God damn it! We're a YouTube channel now.
That's a bona fide audience, okay?
God damn. I will say, okay. So first off, I kind of for the first maybe half an hour, I kind of half-assed watched it because I have the fucking dog to she was I had to let her out and she was crawling all over me and she's pooping and peeing, so half my attention was on her, half it was on the movie, so it's a little bit skewed in that perspective.
It is slow. It gets pretty slow at points. It picks up, there's little bursts of things happening here and there, but essentially it's
I didn't think it was personally, I didn't think it was terribly slow. I was invested and interested in the story and everything.
Yeah, I felt it at some points.
I don't think I liked it though.
No?
Yeah, I don't know. You may be able to help me understand why I may not enjoy it, because I'm not sure why. It kind of boiled down to me it was an okay movie, but I wouldn't go watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if that's how you feel, but yeah, I probably wouldn't watch Blue Ruin again.
I kind of feel the same way.
Okay, yeah.
I can like a movie and still not want to see it again.
Sure, absolutely. So cool. So I guess I'll start reading off my critiquing list that I have here.
Please do, sir.
Dude, I felt so I started writing I'm a fucking critic. Fuck this. I like this.
Something happened in the movie. You're Scribble.
That's exactly what I felt. I felt like a goddamn.
You click the pen. You're I'm gonna write that down.
I felt like a goddamn dickhead. That felt great. It felt awesome.
I'm happy that you experienced that.
So I specifically was looking for I guess kind of everything. I also wrote down funny things I thought of, or things that didn't really make too much sense to me, plot wise or stuff. I also I'm a sucker for good shot composition, things that that's just visually appealing for me. So I wrote down a couple things.
Yeah.
So it opens up with what's his name? Dwight. He's in the bathtub, and there are parts of it where I didn't understand, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
The first thing I have is I'm just gonna read this from what I have on the sheet because it's gonna be funnier that way. Bathtub. Shot zoomed in, guy stopped water, camera stopped moving, guy ran water, camera continued. So that shot really stuck out for me right out of the gate. I'm not sure if you noticed, he was taking a shower, you couldn't see him because he's behind the shower curtain.
Right.
You could hear the water running, but the camera zoomed in, and then when he turned it off and it stopped.
Yeah, the camera was pushing in on him, and when he stopped it and looked back, it stopped.
Yeah, and then he turned it back on. Yeah. I thought oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I thought it was really cool.
Mm-hmm. A nice, strong opening shot.
Yeah, it definitely watching that and even replaying it in my mind. It definitely just that initial.
You don't really see things like that too often.
No, you don't, which is a shame because
it's it was the prime example of cinematography that's very interactive with the story.
Yeah, and I love one of my favorite things is music that goes with action.
Mm-hmm.
I like a big crash for a music and a big punch. I love that.
It's a beautiful thing when you see technical aspects just harmonize together.
Absolutely.
So I feel that it's a moment where the action was harmonizing with the cinematography.
Absolutely. So that stuck out to me.
They could have just stuck the camera there.
Yeah, they could have been lazy about that, but they chose.
The camera could have been stationary, but they decided to make it a little bit.
They chose to be interesting, and it shows. It really does. Next thing I have, obviously this movie's called Blue Ruin, so I figured going into it, it's probably going to be a blue theme, probably. And I'm not sure. There might be another motive for a blue theme, but very blue car. Blue interior.
It's the car.
Yeah.
It's the car.
when he's sleeping in his car in the first part of the movie.
Yeah.
It is super blue, in your blueberry blue in your face. Yeah. Which when I saw,
you could tell that was the focus.
Yeah, absolutely. Which that's when I thought, oh, there's a blue theme to this movie, I guess.
As the title suggests.
Yeah, and I'm just reading on my list. Feel free to butt in whatever if you have a thought or something like that.
What I was I just kind of want you to say your piece.
Okay, sure. The next thing I have is cool shot of carnival. Oh yeah, the cool shot of the carnival, the horizontal. suspense music and I'll get to that. So when he goes to like a carnival, he's like digging out food.
Right.
Like how it shows that he's at a carnival, it's like a giant wide shot of just like the carnival. You can see like from the beginning tent of the carnival to the other end.
Yes.
There's a giant Ferris wheel. I love that shot. It was like, oh, that's a good ass shot.
Yeah, there's a lot of points in this movie that's like, the cinematography.
Yeah, it's really good.
You got a good DP.
That's right. So I'll show you. Like, I had some bullets. The ones that I writ here, are like good points. The ones I indented were bad points. That's how I put.
Well, that's getting pretty close.
I am a goddamn critic. Don't even question my methods. So the first kind of weird thing that I didn't like was there was when I think it was after he was told like his killer was coming in. Or like his killer got released, or what he thought his killer was being released. He went through like a montage of like preparing or something like that. I think that's what it was. And there was suspense music. I didn't really like it because it seemed a little campy to me. But yeah, I like campy stuff, but I think there's a time and place for campy stuff. And I
agree with you. I don't think it was campy per se. I think it was just like it wasn't indicative of the tone that the movie was already setting in place.
So you're saying like it felt out of place? Is that
it did feel out of place to me?
Okay, so that might be a reason. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like to me, I felt like, oh well, here's.
I'm willing to give this movie a certain amount of leeway because one, it's a film that was made on a shoestring budget.
Oh, was it really? I went in this without any research.
Only made for $400K.
Wow. Really? Was it?
Yeah, and it was the debut feature for the director.
What? Okay. All right, I gotta give a lot of props and respect to that. Then now looking back on that, okay, yeah, I just saw them like my immediate thought was like, okay, here's a montage. So
I'm also watching the movie like based off of it just being a movie, but I'm also like taking into consideration like this is a first film.
Right.
There's a certain learning curve that you go through after your first film.
Right.
So I'm willing to like give a little bit of leeway, not a whole lot, but I'm willing to give a little bit of leeway.
And I think not to toot my own horn, but I think like that's one thing that I like about myself that I can appreciate. Like I can watch it from like surface level, and then like I can think about, let's think about this and think about it a little bit more. Let's see what I got next. There's a couple shots where you see the guy driving in his blue car, and there's like a montage of him just driving on the road. There's a shot from behind the blue car. I thought it was really interesting because there was like a little bit of fogginess. It looked like they shot that from the back of an RV. Because it was like higher, it was like it wasn't like immediately like from like a.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You could have like
RV.
You could have gotten like even just like a semi truck or something like that.
Yeah, it was a really interesting. Like it made me think like I wonder how they got that shot.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Just like mounted it up on something high.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Lots of I can't even read my own handwriting. Lots of wide stationary shots.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I know what I was thinking.
It was like a mix between like stationary shots and then slow push-ins.
Right. I remember what part I was writing about this one. This was when he was following his that family at the beginning, and there was a part where they like pull into the bar's parking lot, and I thought it was such a cool shot where it was just a stationary shot of them like pulling in. You didn't see like it was just a shot of like the road. You didn't see the bar or anything. It was just a shot of the. Like they were just standing in the ditch on the side of the road, and there's just a shot of them like driving on the road, and then like 5 seconds later you see him drive. I thought it was like a really interesting shot because you think like the camera would pan and follow it, or like have some like kind of swivel around to show that he was following. But no, it was just really interesting, really clean.
Yeah,
and it felt real. Like I felt like I like. Very
candid. Like,
I like big bombastic beautiful shots, but I also really appreciate like shots where it's like I could stand here and just be here and I could see that perspective.
Yeah, like there's a lot of like impact that you can have in just simplicity.
Absolutely. I have. How did the other car not notice he was following? How did they not notice?
Yeah, he was still following him. He was still like following pretty closely behind them, But,
and it looked like for a long ass time. How do you not notice that?
And it's a pretty blue car.
I feel like they would with gun bullets in it.
Yeah, I feel like they would have noticed him even at the prison when they picked Wade up.
Yeah, I mean like. It's not often you like pick someone up from a prison in the first place.
He wasn't even that far away from them.
No, he was not. He was
like close enough behind them to be like, "Hey, y'all see that car?"
Yeah, absolutely.
But then again, like, I can understand like how they might not because they're also like stupid redneck.
Yeah, assholes. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I had two lines that really stuck out for me, which I thought was like great writing. I don't remember what part this was, but the line was, Wade hurt my parents. Then the other guy says, I don't think he did. And I also wrote, murder guy hurt parents by killing. I don't remember what that was.
He said, like, did you hurt? He's like, did you hurt Wade? And he's like, he said, like, hey, did you hurt Wade? And he's like, yeah, I did, but he hurt my parents.
Oh yeah, and he said, I don't think he did.
And then the kid was like, I don't think he did.
Yeah, because I think they're referencing like, oh, your parents in heaven, you're hurting them.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that stuck with me. That was really impactful.
It's like there's a lot of like great moments in writing,
right?
In this film, like that.
That line was very like
it's very witty.
Witty. Like I like good script writing and like kind of one-liners that they're kind of referential. There we go. Yeah. Can't speak. And lines that like kind of play with the audience. Like it kind of makes the audience like think a little bit more like
dialogue that plays on witticisms, and you have to actually like kind of dissect like what they could mean by
absolutely. I
love moments like that.
Yeah, and even like just that one line made me think like, oh, there's like a whole nother story just from that one line that I can like just like make and imagine in my mind. So I love that. That was one line that I really liked. The other one I have is fuck ketchup man, read the room, asshat. I don't remember what I'm referring to there. Could you remind me?
I don't remember anything.
I remember now. When Dwight is talking to his sister and they're in the diner and they're like crying, and then there's a black guy like, "Hey man, you got some ketchup?"
Oh
like,
my god, yeah.
That guy.
No, seriously.
Read the room.
He was rude about it.
He was rude about
it. You see two people sitting there crying and everything, are you really gonna like break the conversation? Ask for
read the room, asshole.
Go to somebody else.
Yep, that makes sense. Fuck ketchup man, read the room, asshat. That is what I wrote.
Fantastic, Nick. Fantastic.
Next I have another blue car. This is kind of, I mashed a bunch because I kind of forgot to start writing stuff down because at this point I was like watching the movie. I had there was another blue car. He was wearing a blue shirt. And there was a point where he was in a house. He had a flashlight on looking. The flashlight was very, very blue. Yes. It's like incredibly blue.
Yes.
So blue theme. Yeah. There we go.
Blue. They did it.
Good job, Blue. You've solved the mystery. Just a couple more clues.
That little bit of blue. Make them remember the title.
Let's see. Next thing I have is not sure I like the scene where he takes out the remaining arrow. Not really necessary to the plot.
Let's say that again.
I'll just say what I read this shittily.
All right.
So after he gets shot with the arrow, and then he like cuts it off, then he goes through this whole scheme like getting medicine, going to stores, and like taking like.
And then he thought he could do it himself, and then he was like, "Nah, I need to go to the hospital."
Yeah, I didn't see the point to that scene where it's like trying to, like, it was bloody and gory, sure, but it didn't really add anything to the scene. It just, I guess now think back on it, it just kind of showed that he's a wimp, a civilian kind of guy.
I don't see him as a wimp.
Well, I mean, like,
to me,
it showed that he was a normal person.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know about that, but to me, I feel like that helped to illustrate the fact that he's willing, it illustrates like the lengths at which he's willing to go to do this.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know?
That's fair.
He of course he's gonna like not want to have to explain the situation to other people.
Right.
Like explaining, hey, why is an arrow in your leg?
Yeah.
What is he gonna tell them?
Yeah.
You know?
It was more like, I'm talking more about the scene where like it had just the little chunk. He's like, showed him in the car ripping it out. I personally, I didn't really care much for that scene. I just didn't think it added too much to the story. That's just me though.
I somewhat agree with you though, because I mean, there's numerous ways to illustrate what I just said.
Sure, and I'm kind of a fan of show less, tell more. Because like
less is more.
Yeah, in terms of like we'll say video games and like ratings for that, like. Example, Mortal Kombat's all about like, oh, let's make this as nasty, as gross, and cringy and stuff like that.
We can like compare scenes here. We can compare. Like, have you seen No Country for Old Men?
I think so, but I don't remember if I have.
Well, I'll explain. I'll explain my reasoning with this then. So there's a scene in No Country for Old Men that kind of like mirrors this a little bit that you can compare this to. There's a scene in which a character who is deemed like the psychopath killer dude who has no like morals or any compass of like ethics, he gets shot in the leg with a shotgun, and he pretty much like steals from this. He pretty much steals from this like hardware store that has like medical supplies in it by pretty much making a car outside of the store explode. To distract people. So he stole a bunch of like supplies in his hotel room. He himself took out the bits and pieces of the bullets out of his leg himself. Like he was somehow able to get behind the pharmacy counter because everybody was distracted. There was a burning car like that just exploded. So he got like anesthetic. He got like things to like help him numb himself and just to like painkillers pretty much. He washed the wound himself, which looks incredibly painful, and the wound the production value of the movie was pretty good, so the wound looked like like him like touching it and stuff. He you can see like he stuck it in the wound himself, pretty painful to do on your own. He washed the wound himself, pretty hard to do on your own. And he also took the pieces out with a pair of tweezers himself. Very hard to do on your own. But the reason why it works in this scene is because we needed to understand that this dude is a psychopath, and that he can repress human emotion if he feels
I see what you're talking about.
He feels that it's necessary. You know? And I feel like you did have a point, because here in Blue Ruin, it does kind of like show that he's just a normal person. He really, you can tell that he just really wanted to like go into this wanting to be this like super cold human being, because he was bent on getting revenge.
Absolutely.
This guy murdered his parents. He wants to make him pay for it. But then he also like was reminded of his own limitations. So I feel like there was a moment like that in the story was like kind of pivotal. Because it did like it did illustrate something about him, like in the way that like in No Country for Old Men, it like showed something about that character. It showed that he was like he can change himself in the moment, but in this instance, it's used in such a way where he can be reminded of his own limitations, and he changes the way that he goes about it to begin with. I feel like after that moment, he actually can conceptualize him not living going into this.
I see your points now.
And I feel like he is, after that point, he like starts to be, he like, his rationale with this is that he may go into this not coming out alive.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you for that.
That's just my personal.
No, I see your point of view, and I love it. It's a great interpretation of it. No, I totally dig it, and makes me think. I mean, it's always great to get a different perspective on anything in general. So, okay, awesome. Here's the other great line I loved. It was when Dwight was talking to his buddy Ben. I think you know which one I'm talking about. The line was, or actually, I only wrote just the response, but I don't remember what he said back. But Dwight said, "Have you ever killed anyone?" Because Ben was in the military. And then he kind of, his hands on the gun locker, he kind of closes it, kind of looks sullenly at Dwight, and he just says, "2 on purpose." I love that line. I even wrote, great line for character. It made me think that that's why he is in the military right now, because he accidentally shot someone. So
on purpose. Did you say he said 2 on purpose, right?
Yeah, I said 2 on purpose. So it made me think, he accidentally shot someone.
If he said on purpose, it makes me think that he intended to kill them. There was no accident.
I saw it as he was in the military. He killed someone that was trying to kill him. He killed 2 people. I don't know if he said he was.
I mean, the line itself is pretty vague, so we don't know the context.
True. See, I see as military man. Possibly went overseas. He shot 2 people, like 2 enemy soldiers against America, and then 2 people that he killed on purpose because they were trying to kill him. And he kind of gave a solemn look on it, and I interpreted that as he killed those 2 people because they were trying to kill him, and he accidentally shot someone and killed someone else, and that's why he's not in the military. That's the way I looked at it.
Okay, that's a way to look at it.
Yeah, I mean,
I figure like if he is a military man, and if he was like, if he shot 2 people and like that has something to do with, you know, like war, or, like in the line of fire or something like that, I feel like he would have added that onto that statement.
Oh, you mean like
Because I feel like if you're gonna tell somebody that you killed 2 people on purpose lawfully, then you would want to add some context to that by saying like, in the line of fire, I was in the military.
I don't know. I read like he killed 2 people on purpose that were enemies, but he didn't. I saw like he was maybe referencing that he accidentally killed someone and he didn't want to talk about it, and that's why he only gave that vague thing. That's the way I interpreted it. But again, the line is very vague, but I really like the line.
It's a good line.
Oh, absolutely, great writing.
I feel like the writing in this movie is pretty good on the whole.
Yeah, I was very okay with the writing. It's it had like moments like this and the other one where it played with the audience and there's referential and stuff like that, but it also seemed very grounded and very real.
Yeah,
which I can appreciate that. I hated Teddy's grand speech and that. I hated when Teddy got the gun and he gave a grand speech and then he got sniped in the head.
Yeah,
I hated that scene because I saw him like, oh, well, you're obviously gonna die here. Yeah. So I was like, I'm not sure.
Like, it's like at that point it was like halfway in the movie, and we can't have our main character die at this point in the movie. So
yeah, we
already know something's gonna happen to you.
That's a challenge for writing. Like you want to give like problems and threat to your main character, but it's kind of obvious that
I feel like what saved that though was like the fact that he was like revealing things about the circumstances surrounding like Dwight's parents dying.
Yeah, I
don't
know.
Like he revealed that like, oh, Wade didn't kill them, it was our dad.
To me, I felt I was too like evil boss, like twirly mustachy for me, and then since it was like he was out in the open like, hey, I got your gun, I'm gonna kill you, I saw like, oh well, he's definitely dying. Like I was like 3, 2, 1, got shot.
It annoyed me how he got the gun because like, come on, Dwight.
Yeah, well, come on. He's just a normal dude, but no, I wasn't a huge fan of that scene. I have also Dwight's a dick for taking Ben's battery. Like I think his car was okay, but he took it anyway. I'm not sure. Maybe the battery.
I think that alluded to like why he had a battery in the first place.
Oh, that like he's just been stealing other batteries.
You know that he had like that battery that was just sitting in that bag in his trunk.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
so I take it that he just like keeps one.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot about. I didn't even realize he had another battery in the back. Yeah, I thought he was a dick for taking that battery because this guy gave you like arms, he saved your life, he gave you like food and water, I'm assuming, and showed you how to shoot a gun, and you're just gonna take his battery. I don't know, I thought it was like a dick move. Like I get like he's out for revenge, he doesn't care what his situation is, but this guy helped you to achieve your goal.
He saved your life.
Saved your life for one, and he's like he's handing you the keys to what you want to do, and you're gonna screw him over. So it kind of felt in character a little bit. Like I felt like the story kind of needed to do that.
I mean, like it pretty like broke us in pretty early about like he doesn't really care about things.
I guess so.
He broke into a guy's truck to get a gun that he couldn't even unlock and eventually threw away.
Yeah. Oh boy. Let's see. This one's funny. When he was in the hillbilly's house and like he stayed the night and he like had a bunch of furniture and it was like as like a fortified position.
Yeah.
I laughed my ass off. Then when he woke up in the morning, like he put all the furniture back. Like, why do you need to do that? Well, that made no sense to me. I thought
he's a very particular character.
He is. I don't know. I just got a good chuckle out of that.
He's not stupid by any means. But no. It's like sometimes is like he's like very like he has like a method to the things that he does, but it doesn't necessarily make sense.
Yeah.
But I feel like that just like he's like he really is just like a normal person.
Yeah.
Coming from just like a normal family, coming from just like people that you would never think would be doing something like this, but he had experienced a trauma.
I don't know, like
that just really pushed him over the edge, that ruined his life.
The more I think about like we just said, like he just took Ben's battery. Why would he put the furniture of the people he's gonna kill back if he doesn't give a shit? I don't know. That didn't make too much sense to me.
Because he like really wanted to like do this in a certain way. He didn't want to like make them on edge by changing things in their household.
That was true because he changed his plans. Yeah. Okay, that does make sense. That would be a little presumptuous if they walked in
because they're already looking for him.
Yeah.
So if they walked into their house and they see that things are different looking, they're gonna think, "Who's
that's fair.
in here?"
That's fair. the last thing, well, I have a little bit more, but the last thing I have is there is a awesome shot of when you see the kid he grabs a gun and like Dwight's doing a speech, which that annoyed me because Ben said no speeches, just kill. So and I like that because like that's what you would do in real life. You wouldn't give grand speeches, but that's a different topic. But there's a cool shot where the kid had a gun. You see him like slowly creeping in the house, and I love this shot because you see him like the shot it follows him, but he goes behind a wall. And the shot like follows him as he's going behind the wall. You can't see him though because he's behind the wall. But on the wall, there's like family photos hanging on, and I thought it was a great shot because like it does show like
it gives you like a little like window into like who they are.
Yeah, it shows like these are actually people. Like and they have families.
It's like a small, like very small, but also like a very great moment that like in a way humanizes the people that he's trying to kill.
Yeah, it shows that like no matter how shitty people are, like they have loved ones.
They're still people too. There's still people that have wants and needs and have loved ones and live their lives.
It was I think it was a very I can't think of the wording. Very like poignant. It was very.
I think poignant.
Like they wanted to show that for that specific reason.
Yeah, poignant's a good word for it.
Yeah, it was very. Yeah, you get it. So those were kind of all my notes. The last kind of things I wrote down was I didn't quite get the end. I didn't quite get the end. I guess they are related. How did Wade kill Dwight's parents? It kind of implied it was a car crash. I didn't really I didn't understand why the postcard was necessary at the very end, although I think he put in there because he's telling his sister, like, these crazy people, there are parents, kind of, that were related to them. I think that's what he wrote in the postcard. That's what I implied. And the last thing was, wonder why he kept on saying keys are in the car, if that was a reference or anything, or if he was just, like dying and, sputtering out nonsense. But those were kind of my last points. But, yeah, so to clear things up for me, Dwight's dad had sex with that other family, so they're technically step family, right?
Well, with the kid that she had, there's like one person that's like family there, and I think that was the kid that ran away. But they were angry because the wife and their family cheated, and they thought that it was like the dude that was like wrecking their family.
Oh, okay, okay.
But them being redneck white trash, of course they're gonna like react in the worst way possible and just do like the most irrational thing that you could do.
Okay.
They just wanted to kill the dad, but they accidentally killed his mom too.
And I think it was implied there was a car crash, right? Yeah. Probably like a hit and run, then like accidentally. Yeah. Okay. Postcards, the last thing you see is the postcard, which I thought was a weird choice. I assume that's what Dwight
I was also contemplating like what that implied, really.
Yeah.
Because I don't necessarily like I guess it's like, like it's kind of up in the air about like what he wrote down. I take it was going to be like a confession to his sister saying like, hey, I'm going to kill Wade. And that's why, like, when they're in the diner, they have that conversation. He's like, "You didn't get my postcard."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, when you send it, like a couple of days ago," and she's like, "Well, that takes longer.
A little longer, yeah.
It takes longer."
Yeah.
So it might just be like, I don't really know.
So, I thought like that was him saying.
I had like a theory going on, but I feel like that kind of sounds like a reach.
I thought like he wrote on the postcard, like he explained like we're related to these assholes. That's what I thought he wrote on the postcard.
Yeah,
that was my interpretation of it. Yeah,
I think so too.
All right. Yeah.
It was like letting her know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
there's a kid.
And then the whole when he's dying, the last 3 lines he says are keys are in the car. I'm not sure why he said that. Because you just tell. I figured like I just chalked it up to like, just babbling because he's about to die and stuff like that. And then like because I think weirdly about this.
Could be like in a way maybe he wanted him to live.
Possibly, and ignore the crazy cursing bird in the background.
It's okay.
So when he said those lines, it made me think like, oh, is there like a hidden meaning to this, and I thought it was gonna like do like an Inception thing with
I didn't think it was anything like that.
Yeah.
Anything that grandiose, but I feel like it was just like him, like in his last moments of life, he was thinking about the kid and how he's like, no matter how much he wants to hate him, maybe he just didn't want him to die. Maybe he just wanted him to.
He's just
escape,
a kid, yeah.
Like, not just escape the situation, but escape his family.
Right, yeah, yeah. Oh, it was a very interesting choice for his last words. Very interesting. Those are all my professional critiquing of this Blue Ruin. I know I talked my mouth off. What were your thoughts on it?
Overall, I feel like on the whole, it's a pretty well crafted film. Like I said, I'm willing to give this film a little bit of leeway, considering that it was made on a very low budget.
I mean, like, how many, like, just straight up, like, the fact that it got made in the first place is a miracle. So yeah, props to that guy.
Yeah, you gotta like really appreciate anybody that can like get a film made.
And not,
it's really hard.
And at the end of the day, like, a decent film. It was a decent film. It was a
pretty decent film, and for a first film, I feel like it was pretty damn good.
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely.
Obviously, like the reason why I'm like not ecstatic about it is like, yeah, like there's like things here and there that like need refining, that need to be fine tuned, but you can definitely see that, you know, he has like the makings of his own fingerprints.
Yeah, absolutely.
To, you know, his own style, his own like style of writing, his own style of directing.
Yeah.
Really great cinematography.
Oh yeah,
I felt like it was gorgeous movie. It was competently shot. Performances, good.
Yeah, they're good. Passable. They're passable.
They're good. I don't necessarily. I get why they casted the main guy to sort of illustrate that like it
could happen to you.
Seriously, it could happen to you. Like this character represents the average person.
Absolutely.
Someone that you that's obviously like in way over their head. That, you know, like they're way too vanilla to be dealing with things like this. They're way too like what's the term?
Too green?
Yeah, sure.
They're
too vanilla.
Yeah. That's a good term.
And I get that, but I kind of wish they would have like went with a different actor.
Okay.
Really, I don't. He was okay. I just wish they would have gone with somebody.
He kind of looked like Robert Downey Jr. a little bit, I thought, when like the beard was off. I don't know. He just looked like RDJ just a little bit.
Robert Downey Jr.
Huh?
Robert Downey Jr.
Well, I mean, like obviously he's not like quote unquote as good looking, but I don't
think he's good looking.
well, you know, like,
but that's not
Hollywood.
the reason. That's not the reason why I was like put off by him so much, and it's not because he's like not the conventional kind of character for this. I just didn't think he like had the range necessary to put out what I think that the character was supposed to put out.
I think at that final scene when he had the family at gunpoint, I think he could have gone a little bit further with that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel like this was like his moment.
Absolutely.
This is his moment that he could like revel in. Like he's like finally getting what he was wanted for so long now.
Yep.
And then seems like he's just
very zen, chill about it.
Which I suppose like would be realistic in a sense.
I mean, he has a shit ton of adrenaline going through him. Like he took that like shotgun shot, like, and he had that line about this doesn't hurt me. Yeah, but
maybe just a little too matter of fact for me.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It was a little bit too. I feel like it's a good word for it, but a little bit too calm on his part. I definitely think the actor could have pushed it farther. I definitely think that. Yeah.
Aside from that, though, I felt like everybody did good.
Yeah.
Everybody in the film did good. I already spoke about the writing. I feel like the writing on the whole is pretty good. There's still like moments here and there where it's like, come on.
Yeah.
Like
I agree.
You should have seen this.
I agree. Yeah.
But overall, pretty good, decent, competently written. The directing, pretty solid.
Yeah.
I really like. I feel like it was edited pretty well. Like, just overall, it's just pretty decent movie in my opinion. I really like. There's a couple of moments in the writing, like when he was holding the family up at gunpoint.
Yeah.
And he was talking like.
Yeah, the energy.
Your father killed my family, so like your father killed you today, something along those lines.
The energy definitely dropped where that should have been a lot higher for that. Yeah,
and you could tell like this movie was like willing to take it there.
Because
there's
definitely.
You saw like blood and gore. You saw somebody get their face blown off. Like, okay, you've already shown me like before that you're willing to like take it going to keep this up there, but what I don't want to see is that kind of like tone and that kind of inflection plateau.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
want to see it keep going. If you're going to take it up there, fucking take it all the way up there.
I agree.
I don't want to see it go halfway up there. I want to see it go all the way up there. And I feel like at the ends when he's just sort of like giving this like half-ass like performance with holding them at gunpoint, like, this is your moment, man.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
And it made me think,
This should be the emotional climax of the movie.
Absolutely. It made me, when he was giving off his speech, it made me think of Ben just saying like, don't do any speeches, just shoot and kill. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I guess, how many stars would you give it out of 5, I guess?
I'd give it a 3.
3?
It's half and half. You know?
I think that's
not terrible, but not really great either. It's decent.
I think that's an appropriate rating. I was probably going to be in that ballpark too. 3. Like I was kind of between like 3 to like 3.5 ish. Oh, yeah. It was all right.
It just goes straight down the middle.
Yeah. They had some good moments, had some bad moments, but no movie, I guess, is perfect.
No.
Unless it's The Shining, I guess.
Yeah, unless it's The Shining. The Shining is perfect.
Or Kung Pao into the Fist.
Yes.
Well, no,
I don't know that for sure. So
there is one bad moment in there where it's like, but other than that, it's a flawless movie.
Okay.
No.
All right.
You go watch that, and you I quote that movie all the time. That's so much I love it. But yeah.
Okay, as long as you watch The Shining all the way through.
Yeah, I mean, like, not even for your sake, but that's just a film.
Just to like have that, just like have that in your index.
Absolutely,
it's an experience.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. Mm-hmm. It really is, and it changed me.
Well, that's good.
First time I watched it.
I mean, you're wearing the Shining shirt right now.
Yeah, I have 2 shirts that I brought over here.
Damn, they're both Shining.
Yeah, they're both from.
Hell
Shining.
Yeah! Hell yeah! All right. We kind of already did this, but final thoughts on Blue Ruin.
Final thoughts. It's a decent revenge story that is really, like, in a way, like, poetically told. It has like its poetic tendencies to it, but it's also pretty brutal too.
Yeah.
Combat, like, beautifully shot, and I feel like that plays into the writing as well.
Mm-hmm.
With the blue car that plays in, like, it's beat up, but it still keeps going.
Yeah.
That's the notion that.
Yeah.
Like, it's getting him to where he wants to go.
Right. And
I feel like that's representative of his drive.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see.
Yeah, you see what I did there?
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that it's all around. It's an okay movie. Again, I'll echo that. I probably wouldn't see it again.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm not sure if I would recommend it to anyone else per se.
That's fair.
Maybe like if you have if you're in like one of those weird moods and it's late at night and you just want to throw something on, sure, maybe. I think all in all, I do sometimes like to think, like, from this perspective, like, if I would pay like the full price for a movie, how would I feel walking out? Like, would I have gotten my money's worth? I think from this movie, I probably would be like, I wish I didn't pay the money to go watch this movie. And that's not even saying it's a bad thing necessarily.
I don't know if I would have felt that bad about it.
Like, I don't feel bad about it. I guess it's more of a
just
personal
like,
thing. Like,
I mean, if it's anything that you don't want your movie to be, is just like,
yeah, that's fair.
I'd rather have my movie be terrible and people hate it, because at least they feel a certain way about it.
Wow, that's an interesting.
I don't want my movie.
point.
I don't want my movie to be plain and forgettable.
Okay. Well, if it's shitty, then at least someone remembers it, I guess.
Exactly. Like, people remember shitty movies.
That's fair.
Because you remember the experience. You remember that it upset you to a certain degree for you to say, this is bad. I didn't like this.
I will definitely say I will probably forget about Blue Ruin.
Yeah.
Like, besides, talking about it and having an episode all about it. But yeah, I probably would say this is kind of a forgettable movie for me personally. And when I mean, like, I would regret spending money on this, like, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. It was a bad movie. Just like, if I were to pay like full price for this, walking out, I would have thought like I didn't necessarily get the full payment. Not that I'm saying it's bad, but I'm just saying like entertainment value.
Yeah.
Inherently.
I guess my only solace with that is just like knowing that there's an artist out there that actually like. They tried.
Yeah.
And like, even though like even if you don't necessarily feel like the movie merited the movie ticket, you can at least
someone's vision is out there.
Yeah, you can take solace that you supported someone.
Absolutely, and that I full-heartedly can get behind. I guess from that movie ticket analogy, I think it's more for a like surface level consumer perspective.
I would understand that for like a mainstream film, like they came from like a big production company like Marvel, Disney, you know, something like that.
I get that.
But it's like this dude like probably scraped all this money together.
Yes,
himself, and he clearly like cared about the project that he was working on.
There's a lot of love in this movie.
You could clearly tell that he cared about this a lot, and this was something that he really wanted to do right. Yeah. So he gave it a valiant effort, and I applaud that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think that's a really good way to end the episode then.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, thanks for listening to us talk about Blue Ruin. Go watch it if you want to.
Yeah, go. Well, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to, that's great. You're supporting.
Don't take our word for it. Yeah. Experience it for yourself.
What's that? Is that Reading Rainbow? Don't take my word for it. Or is that Reading Rainbow?
The more you know. I don't know.
No, the more you know is like a G.I. Joe thing. Or well, I guess
G.I.
it's also
Joe. I thought it was just like a PSA.
And there's a PSA, but I think it might originally came from a G.I. Joe tagline.
Oh.
Or like early 80s G.I. Joe. Sorry, I like my 80s culture. Sorry, I don't know.
You learned something new.
Yeah. I don't remember where Don't Take My Word. I feel like that's Reading Rainbow.
Don't take my word
for it. Don't take my word for it.
Yeah.
I think that's Reading Rainbow. Well, anyways, I need to drive you to someone's house.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go do that. So thanks for coming on.
We're shaking hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, we shook hands.
Can you see us shaking hands? Can you see us shaking hands? Yeah. But again, thanks so much for coming on to the quote-unquote show. It's, again, we're not here to be famous or anything. It's just a fun thing to do.
No, like even...
And it exists on the internet
even
forever.
for the reasons why you do it for Ben, like, this is us catching up.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
I don't think I've ever had, like, an in-depth conversation with you about this.
About movies in general? Yeah. I think we did talk about The Shining once at El Portal, but that was kind of
it was in a very general way.
Yeah, but I got new perspective on your kind of viewpoints on films and stuff.
And same for you.
Yeah.
And now I have recommendations that I can watch.
Jackie Chan movies!
Yeah.
Hell yeah! I can't wait to see your opinions on the Jackie Chan movies. And more importantly, I can't wait to see you watch Kung Pao.
You'll be the first person I tell.
I'm a little bit worried to see, because like the humor is older. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's like it's definitely from a different era.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit.
I take that into consideration, though.
It's still a hella funny movie. So I'm always a little bit worried about recommending that movie because, like, I don't know, like I cherish that movie and I don't want someone to say I don't really like it. Oh yeah, I think you'll enjoy it if you like.
But I mean, if you like recommend something that you really love, I mean, you can't expect everyone to love.
That's fair. That's a fair point. Yeah,
you have a completely different like context with surrounding your love for that movie. So there's like things that happened in your life that led you to that moment. There's like things that happen in the movie that you resonate with because of things that you've experienced in life that I can't necessarily share with you. Fair enough.
Yeah, but we've talking long enough, and I need to get you to your friend's house. But yeah,
I mean, it's no like rush or anything. Really.
Have a good night, everybody.
Okay, bye.